Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025 Derby City Classic. This is the One Pocket Division. This is round number 11. As you see on your screen, two pretty good players. One great, Evan Lunda, out of Detroit, Michigan. And then Mickey Krause. Well, he's from overseas, but spends most of his time in the States. Mickey conceded the lag. And touching on that, I am your host, Scott Frost, a.k.a. The Freezer. A lot of people have been talking about Mickey Krause. He was the WNT, or World 9-Ball Tour, most valuable player, or most improved player, I should say, of the year. He has come a long way. He is a student of the game of one pocket. He's got the firepower and the mentality. This should be a great match, in my opinion. Evan Lunda, still an underrated player. I think he plays upwards of the speeds of one Tony Chohan. Definitely a different style, but so creative, so smooth, and so accurate. This is a race to 3. With Lunda breaking the balls, you've got to give him the edge, but anything can happen. And right away, I will state, just so everybody knows, this is the only angle I have, but it's not a bad one. And neither is this break. The 8 immediately covering up the bank on the 11, the 2, and even if he could get at the 1 to bank it, no bueno. If it's that bad, can you just stick on the 13 or shoot the 13 away and stick on the 12 and 15? It's an option. I'm just going to point out several possible options. I'm not at the table, and that's what the difference is. These guys are going to see a little bit more than I am. I'm here to talk about options. He could also cross the 13 to his side, try and leave him in this lower right corner, but he might be going forward on the 1, unless he thinks he can cross it below the 8. Oh, wow. So he could cross it below the 8. The only concern for him there was that he was using a right-hand spin, which turns the 1 down a little bit. So he probably didn't have a lot of room to hold the 1 up there, but he wanted to take care of the cue ball, which he did, I think. Yeah, I think he's going to have to go to the 2 here. Obviously, if you can see the 11, it just doesn't look right to me. But if he's getting on the 5, that tells me there's more space between it than I think. Oh, there was plenty. Wow, this is pretty cold-blooded finish from there. Directly over the 11 now. He might be forced to go at the 9. You can't cut the 8 from where this is at. Boy, this landed in a really brutal position for him. I recognized it immediately because how do you get away from protecting the 8 when you're trapped behind the 2 and the 11 like this? I don't know that you can. Do you play the 9 into the 8? Or do you just chip the 9 towards the 8 and try and put him 1-2 under the 3? I know with such a flat hit there on the 11, there's no way to cut the 8. It's just suicide. This tells you how bad it is. He's looking to just come over below the 1. Yeah. Now the 1 was lower than the 2, so he was able to afford taking a look at the 1 last shot, but now the 2 too high to bank past the 8. So that's not going to happen. Another thing that Evan is really good at is he doesn't show really any emotion. He keeps his emotions in check for the most part. Very smooth character at the table. And I'd also relate that to his style within the game. Very smooth, very unassuming in things that he'll do. Mickey wears his emotions on his sleeve a little bit more as far as telling kind of the tale of where he's at in the game. But don't let that fool you. Nickname the Viking. I wonder why. This is aggressive. Might be trying to twist the 11 past the 8. Yeah, that was really, really tough. Did he get him on the 8 here, though? Or can he make it? So now we understand why he shot the shot. He felt like he could get the cue ball up in there where Evan might not be able to get to the 8. So it was worth a swing. And he wanted to make sure he didn't catch the 8 when he banked the 11. And that's probably why he didn't get it down. Is the 2 in the kiss position if Evan were to shoot the cross corner? Can't really get into the cue ball any type of way. Can't get to the 11. Yeah, I don't know. Boy, if he's forced to shoot the 1, this is tough. Is he going to try to draw down and tuck under the 11? I like it. I was going to say he could go to the 7. Very good. Problem is the 6 stuck its head out. Mickey has a lot of options here. He could chip the 2 up and just put him under the 8-9. I think that's a little too passive at this level. He could definitely shoot the 6 to the 11. The 11 looks like a big ball. It does not look frozen. He's looking at the 8. What's he looking at here? I think he's shooting to 6. Oh, it's come short. Oh my goodness, it missed the 6 and almost went in. Wow, I didn't expect it. Excuse me, it missed the 11 and almost went in. Can you rip these 2 balls? Or will the 11 hold up? What I mean by that is just shoot straight into the 11. The 6 goes up. The 11 2 rails out. But I think it's too deep, meaning the 6. So he's going to have trouble. He'd be happy to just make the 11 for Mickey Krause. If anybody was wondering, both of these players have a loss. Mickey lost in round 10, the round prior to Roberto Gomez and Lunda. Yeah, he could remove him. Lunda lost to Levan Corteza in round number 9. Pretty good shot there to remove both balls. So far, been a high energy game with a couple of really tricky little plays. Both of these guys stay aggressive. They kind of like to push their own pace. Well, this is dangerous. Unless he's just doing something simple here. Okay. Pretty clever. Even to move that ball just a little bit like this makes a big difference in what goes from that area. Evan quickly looking at the 6-2 bank. Not easy, but you can't fault him. If it's laying right, you can just stop right there where the 6 is at. Oh, you hit this ball really nice. Boy, it looked like he made that ball to me. What a nice play, but I think he's leaked out the 4. Mickey is not afraid to shoot. So accurate. Great cueing. Really a natural player. Oof. I don't know, but I think he planned on hitting something there. I cannot believe he came to the top side of the 14, but yet missed the side. I don't think he could believe it either. Yeah, take another look. How does it get through the 13, the 5, the 14, and still catch the bottom side of the side pocket? Yeah, he was definitely not playing that. He's trapped himself here. Is he going to frame these, draw back? Well, he was trying to stun forward past the 8. I thought he was better off drawing back if he thought he could move the 8 and just try and put him on this top rail. Some work still to do, though. Does the stripe above the 2 pass to Evan's pocket? If it does, it changes everything. Then he can open the 4 and 5 up and have a shot on the 2. Yeah, this first shot's going to tell us a lot about where he finishes. I think he's just going to try and come all the way around. You got to watch the 9. Yeah, it's got to get up. Oh, he could be completely cut off from everything here if the stripe above the 2 does not play. Backdoor options. Is the 5-4-2 available? It's got to be laying really good to shoot it. Yeah, so he's not going to be thrilled with this. Forced to do something with the 9. Can he cross it? Yeah, I felt like the worst thing you could do is come up short there. Come all the way around. You still get to look at the 14 or 1. The only way to keep from gaining position was come up short. Don't worry, we've all done it many times. Pretty thin hit here if he's crossing it. He's got to avoid selling out this 13 down here. And what do the 7 and 6 look like? Obviously not straightforward because of the side pocket. Looking at the 5-4-2 one more time. He hit it thin enough, and he went into the 6. Oh, that's pretty cold-blooded. That ball just holds up. Mickey's got a good look at the orange crush. He'd like to just flick the top of the 4, really, to get a shot on it. Just graze it. Cue ball's going to track off that stripe that's above the 2. Yeah, which was the 10. So he's got to look at the 2 now. Mickey playing for 6. Can he come one rail up to the 4? If he gets a good angle on the 4, he could really drop down to everything. Well, he's missed the 4. And Evan will not turn down this triple combination, I don't believe, unless he can see the 10, I think. Oh, he definitely can see the 10. Lunda playing for 5, and there they are. Out to the 4. Yeah, I don't know. Is this forcing him to go away from it? I think he's still got to shoot it and draw out one rail. Oh, he's coming all the way over for the 14, which is smart. Clean this up now. Playing for 3. Just wants to get good on the 15 here to come back for the 1. He can bank the 2 if he has to. Might do that now. You need 1, Evan. You need 1. He's overcut this. Does the 3 bank? Mickey is dangerous, folks. I don't think he knows how dangerous he really is yet, but he's got so much ability with his swing and the way he contacts the cue ball, just so pure. I think if the 3 banks, it's more valuable than the 1. He's just going to soft kick at the 2. Can't fault him. Yeah, well, I didn't know he had to cross the face of it. And if you had to do that, I think there's more value going at your pocket there, especially if the 3 banked. It was tight, but could have got him out of a jam. Lunda wins game number 1. I'll shout out these sponsors real quick. Thank you to Digital Pool, Diamond Pool Tables, the best table in the world, AccuStats Video Productions, Aramith Billiard Balls, the best pool balls in the world, Simona's Cloth, there is no substitute. Last but not least, Masters Chalk. Thank you guys for all your support. Well, Mickey needs a good break here. One of these 2 players, well, they're going to be out of the tournament at the end of this match. I don't know if that's going to get it. Evan clearly can see the 12. Can he see the 8? Yeah, I don't know. If you can see the 12 to bank it into the top side of the 8, that's really how you want to play it. You don't want to hit the 8 full, or the 12 might track towards Mickey's pocket. So you want to catch it thin, the 8 that is, and just stun your cue ball. Ideally, up the rail towards the side pocket. Wow. So he tried to come in behind the 8 with the inside ball and caught the double kiss. So it had a little more room than I thought. You got options here. You can play this real thin to the right side of the pocket and try and open the pile 2 rails below the 6 and hit it with speed. And an inside ball. Yeah, he needed a little more inside. He'd like to have made some heavier contact with the stack there. He can drift this 11 in. Taking a steep cut on the 1. Is he looking at something possibly wired, like the 14 off the 8? Excuse me, off the 4. That's why he's so dangerous. The long ball is not a problem for Krause. Really I think you've just got to force this towards the 3 with an outside ball. I don't know if you want to end up behind the 3 unless you think the 14 goes. You might get past the 3 and come on up. Yeah, I think that's all you could do. Now you can pinch it back depending on the line. The 9 might go, or the 13. He's looking at it now. Not the 9, but the 13 might go. I mean, ideally, I think if he could just draw back into the 6, he's good. Because he could take the cut on the 3 and then manage from there. Okay, he's got an angle, so he's coming 1 rail over to the 3 for certain, I would assume. Yeah, perfect speed. Really perfect speed. He's got the good angle here on the 9 to at least make some type of contact, but it might be a little steeper than he would like because I think the 13 is tough to make. So he wanted to be a little straighter. He's going to have to move these up table. Problem is when you're cutting a ball like the 13 from there and you barely have a pocket, the 13 tends to want to turn upward and all can go bad quickly. Maybe a little inexperience there. You've got to make sure you clear both of those balls, and when they're both together like that, you can either shoot to the thin side or the thick side, but it's more important to clear those balls off of his side than it is to worry about the cue ball as much. Evan can do some damage here, and I don't know if the 14, 4, 10, 13 are on, but if they are, well, then this is a game-winning shot. Yeah, it looks good. What's it going to do? Yeah. Wow. Now he's looking at the 4-ball combination I just mentioned. Yeah, with a 5-0 ball lead for Krause. A little inexperienced there trying to remove both those balls. You've got to wonder if Evan can get this combination down, will it cost him the game? If it costs him this game, it potentially will cost him the match. Krause was in total control. Yeah, so he must not like the combination. But the thing about that combination is it seems like if you rolled to the 14, the cue ball would still hold behind that little cluster there. I think the 4 is going to kind of stop the 14. You know the 13 is going to hover. If it's not wired for sure, then you could roll it and might get lucky and get something afterwards. You're kind of shooting to a naked ball to just roll this 12 ball in from nowhere. I don't really know what else you get there. I think there's more value going to the 14 if it's close. It's worth the gamble. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, right? I think the value is huge. Although, knowing Mickey, he's probably going to take a swing, especially if the 15 is on. He's probably going to take a swing at the 4. It's poking its head out right here. It's not even looking at the 4. Wow. So just going to go up table with this 2-railer. Oh, the cue ball hopped on him. The cue ball really hopped on him there. Wants to catch this a little heavy. The 13's a big ball. He's got to catch this a little bit heavy because it's so close to the rail. And he's done well there. Yes, this all a result of Mickey just not getting the job done with the 2 balls on Evan's side when he tried to send him over. He's been in trouble ever since. I'm surprised he overlooked the 4. I'm pretty certain he could have banked the 4 to his pocket there when he tried to 2-rail the ball. Yeah, Evan's got to be forced to play the 4 here. He's got a big pocket. Just go smooth into the 14 and take what it gives you. Yeah. Key here is to not get quick and try to overhit this ball. We've shot it a million times. It's not straightforward because of the rail and the pocket. He's got to elevate a little bit, but he's got a big pocket. You don't want to connect with the 12 either. Well, that's a good sign for Lunda, even though he hasn't come up with anything great. Hit the ball real nice there. Gonna cut the 10 into the 12. Want to play to overcut this. Well, he did play to overcut it, literally. Maybe a little quick there. He's taken his time on most every play he's made. Just kind of got down on that ball and let it rip pretty quick there. Maybe a sign of being a little uncomfortable within the shot. It's what we tend to do. Good cue ball. Good cue ball. Nothing wrong with it. So if the 9, obviously that 9 and the 15 don't play, is there value to going into the right side of the 14, sending the 10 over to your side and swinging the cue ball up 1-2 to the top end of the table? Or is that asking too much? Yeah, probably asking a little too much there. And I don't think can he catch enough of the 10 to bank it towards the 14, or can he two-rail it into this cluster of balls and send the cue ball up table? Yes, there's a chance he could two-rail it, but boy, it's a little dangerous. Tell you what, Evan Lunda good at cutting these balls. Is he considering a cut on the 5 and going into the 15 a certain type of way? If he feels like he can go into the 15 to where it's free, he would play it. And he's entertaining it. Even if he can make the 15 for Krause, there's value, because I think the cue ball tracks forward if he goes into the 15 full. Now, I am not a huge proponent of this shot, but it's to each his own. Okay, he pump faked me. I don't know, he's not too thrilled about that. He wanted to cover him up on the 9. Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like possibly banking that towards the 14 was better, even though the 7 is up and nothing was really on. Evan can damage you here. Well, he didn't hit it how he wanted either. This tournament is a triathlon for pool players. 500 plus bank pool players in the first event, now bleeding over into the 1 pocket. Same amount of players, give or take a few, here in the 1 pocket. Round 11. This is about when, day 3 and 4, these guys really start to feel it. I can attest. Looking to two-rail the 5 and tuck under the 15, ideally. Yeah, I didn't fault him for going into the 15 with speed. Interesting layout here. That's a mistake. You wanted to get him up on the 5. Could have been a very powerful shot if he gets him welded to the back of the 5 there. Going at the 2-railer. This is a center ball with a tip of inside English. He had an interesting little layout. We'll often see this when it's an up table game, but you don't see it a lot on the bottom end of the table. So he's going to soft kick to the 5. Did well. Don't think Mickey can actually do much here besides come to the lower left side of the table. Maybe going forward on the 9 unless he... Yeah, so he's going to cross this over to his side, come up and down, or just thin it. All right. Not huge on it because he can't protect the 5 in any way, shape, or form. could soft kick against the back of the 5 again. He's looking to do more than that. You can 2 or 3 rail it out, try to stick under the 7. You just don't want the 5 coming 4 rails back to your side or to Mickey's side. Yeah, I like that decision, just going forward, really playing the object ball. Well, you couldn't do any better than that with the object ball, or the cue ball, really. Soft kick to the 15 here. Oof. He's done good. Chip the 10 and come all the way up. If you can, but you're over the 15. Not as easy to commentate because both of these guys will play some of the unconventional, even the creative unconventional shots are more out of their realm. They do stuff that's a little bit, because of the pocket size, a little bit tough to call. You better talk to that one, okay. Just trying to graze the 9 there with the 10, but if he grazes the 9 and the 10 comes up, then Lunda would have been wide open on the 10. So the cue ball off by some mark there. Can he remove the 10 and 9? Okay. Looking at the 7. I'd like to get the 10 out of there. Pretty good. Does he have a 2-railer on the 10? Can he get into the cue ball here? Well, he's elevated. He'd like to just stop the cue ball right there so he can be a little more accurate with the 10. It's going to be just short. Oh, look at this shot here. We got to get a replay of this. I could not have called that. It did not look very straightforward. The speed at which he hit it and how thin he catches the 10 here. Look at how thin he catches this ball. Yeah. Very, very clean shot. Very creative and controlled as well. Okay, he's going to take the 15 on here. This also needs to be extremely clean and thin. Typically when you find this aim point, just adjust a tick thinner. That way if you hit it bad, it still falls. And he's done well. Loving this part of the game, isn't he? He's got a good look at the 2-railer now on the 10 and can just pinch back for the 14, I believe. Really loving life here. All a result of that shot Mickey played on those 2 balls that seemed so simple. Caught that really thin. I would say Evan has a pretty good advantage with the balls up table. That being said, in a race to 3, it's not going to show up as much. Does he have a 2-railer on the 7? He's looking. Don't need to do that. You're back in the game. You need 2. Krause still playing for 3. Yeah, I don't know. Mickey overlooked that possibility. Did he hit it? It's on track. I believe it was on track anyway. I think you've just got to move this out. This is dangerous trying to cross it. Watch the 5. And now watch the kiss if he's using a flat ball. Yeah. I think the only way to avoid the kiss there was an inside ball. When he adjusted to a flat ball, that told me that he was probably going to catch the kiss. I didn't feel like he could do much besides 2-rail that 7 out in that position. But the 5 was always going to be a problem for Mickey if he tried to do anything special with the 7. A big shot here. Oh, and he caught it real heavy. Fortunate to get that ball to hang up, actually. Caught the rail before the side. Can he cross this and miss the kiss? Once again, you're going to need an extreme inside ball here. So he's going with a high inside, I believe. Yeah, just a little fat. So when you're putting that much inside on it and you're hitting it that heavy or that full, you know it's going to turn down, so you've got to aim a little bit thinner. It's really about how full you're hitting it. Oh my. Yeah, Evan really trapped himself there, drawing up to the back of the 14, was trying to draw past it. Mickey's got a chance to win this game. This is extremely difficult with an outside ball, but he will carry position on the 10 if he hits it correctly. Very, very difficult. And if he catches it thicker, he's going to have position. Wow. Yeah, I don't think you can entertain that bank needing 1. I guess you can, but you've got to be able to draw your way back to the bottom rail if that's the case. All right, you've got to be able to pinch your cue ball back here. Typically, you don't want to do this needing 1 when there's 2 on the table in this particular scenario. Can he cross this? Well, let's just say that Lunda got the cue ball to the bottom rail. Well, Mickey would win the game guaranteed. This is a tough cross. I believe he's got to catch it real heavy and hit it easy to turn it over. Oh, he could hit it with speed, so it was laying nicely. Lunda pretty sick. He's going to give that game up. All the work to get back in it. One game apiece. I am your host, Scott Frost. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope we can all take something from this match. The Derby City Classic since 1999. I was here in the very first event, in the very first venue, the Executive West. What a great job Diamond has done growing this event. Oof. What did the 8 do there? That was very odd. I've not seen it. It almost acted like it got kissed twice from a ball in the stack. Mickey definitely going at it. Can he track through the 1 up towards the 9? Oh, what a shot. Is he going to get a look at anything? Boy, is he looking at the 2-1 combination. Where does the cue ball go? The 2 is going to go downward. What does he have afterwards? He must feel he can make it. Okay, he's going to draw out of it. Great shot. Pressure on every shot where the 14 is. It just continues to keep the pressure on Krause until he can get something opened up here. Would like to go to the 11 next as far as the cue ball. Get a look at the 5. Well, did I mention pressure? 14 always looming in the back of your mind when you've got difficult shot after difficult shot. I don't see a lot slowing Lunda down. It's really about this first shot. Do you want to come up between the 9 and 3 here or try and draw? Draw could get you in some trouble. He could have cheated the pocket for sure. Come up between the 9 and 3 and then had the natural angle to come around for the 6, 4, 13. So now he's got work to do. He's got a thin cut on the 9. Hit it well. Hell, he's not thrilled about that, and I can't blame him, but really all the result of the first shot on the 14, in my opinion. His decision to draw back, the speed has to be perfect. He overdrew it, left himself steep on the 9, and then catches the kiss. Loses the cue ball on the side, so it was all really about the decision he made to start that run out, in my opinion. Pretty devastating for Evan. He's looking to possibly go up 2-0, and now, in the blink of an eye, possibly trailing 2-1. That's an interesting situation Mickey just had there to try and dig into the pile. A lot of these straight pool players and aggressive players like Filler, Woodward, Shaw, I think they shoot that ball with a low outside with a lot of speed and crash into the pile and just hope to find something. Did good with the cue ball. What about one railing the 3 off the 7 and just bringing the cue ball up in the top like this? left diamond here up top. Okay. Never looked at the 3. Just gonna 2-rail the 14 out and try and stun forward. I think you're better off just rolling, but let's see how he hits it. Yeah, it's okay. Did good with the cue ball. The 14's gonna cut Evan off from the 13. So he, in my opinion, got a little fortunate making that ball. Evan had a nice 2-railer. Now banking the 3 really isn't an option because the 13 is wide open. You could still do it and leave him down here on this lower left diamond. You can't expect Mickey to shoot the 13 from there if you can get the cue ball on this lower left diamond. Does he have a look at the 13?
Justin Crowell. Can the tournament desk, please? Justin Crowell.
I'm just looking at the 5. I'm wondering if you could just shoot straight forward on the 5 and stop right there. Just pin him to the back of the 7 and 11. The 5 would just track towards the 10. He thinks he can shoot the 13 and miss the 4. That's okay. Yeah, really, really good with the cue ball here. Might force Mickey to take a swing at the purple 4. Yeah, and you if you want to hit it with some crazy pace, you could get position on the 5. Cue ball's tracking 1-2 to the bottom rail. That's what he's looking at now. I know he's going to take his time and survey his options, but really only 2 options here. 1, take a foul, or 2, go for your pocket. Pretty sure he's going to choose door number 2. You can't risk leaving the cue ball out. No man's land right there. And he is going to attack. Don't know why you would elevate here. I don't think he has to elevate. But he hit it really good. He didn't make it to the bottom rail, but look at this shot. That's probably what the elevation did. Wow, what a shot by Krause. Heartbreak Hotel for Lunda. Boy, he'd like to be able to avoid everything and just come 3 rails towards the 6. That must not be the case. Yeah, I don't know. I would have been concerned about letting Evan see the 9 because I feel like he can do a lot of damage to you here. I think you go forward because you want to protect the 3 and leave him off. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Yeah, this is trouble for Krause now. I think he could have done a little bit more of the shot prior, really protecting against the 9, because you know that Evan's going to play it. And I think the 15's got Krause cut off from kicking the back of the 9. If not, then I think that's what you've got to play, but that's why he's looking at this, possibly taking the 6 on. Boy, this is really a tall order, but he must think the cue ball's going well into the back of the 9. Now, what a shot this is. This is why he is so dangerous. This is why he was the most improved player in 2024 on the WNT, because of his shot-making ability and his hard work ethic. Back cutting the 6 from down here in no man's land and going into the back of the 9, really driving a dagger home and playing for 2. And literally in a blink of an eye, Lunda trailing 2 games to 1 when it looked like he was most likely going to go up 2 games to 0. Take another look at the 6. I mean, just complete commitment, center of the cup. The combination to follow up with wasn't straightforward. That's why the Viking is so dangerous. Thank you once again, Digital Pool, Diamond Tables, Aramith, and Simonis. We appreciate you guys very much. What a big game here. Lunda, to keep his tournament bid alive, must get out of the break. And it is not going to be easy. Is he going to just stop on the 5 and try and rip the 1 up table as well? Be careful. Catch the 1 thin. Okay, he can go forward on the 8, but I don't know what good this is. Mickey can cross the 5 towards the 1 and go behind the pile. Oh, he likes to elevate a lot, doesn't he? Well, that's why he thinks he can make it. Look at the cue ball. It's finished on the rail. Can he get into the back of the 5 here? Very good. He's going to need a few more good ones if Mickey contains his position. You can chip off the 5 and use the stack. You can use the 1 rail and dig behind the stack. You really got to dig this, though, if you want to get behind the stack. Maybe just come up if you think you can make the ball. Great shot. Looking at the 2-9-1. All right, it's a game winner here, the 2-9-1. Off by some margin. The 2 providing some pretty big cover, or much needed cover. Can he get to the 4 at all? If you could get to the 4, you could almost bank it like you're banking it towards the 12. Send the cue ball off the rail into the back of the 9. Softly or with a little speed. I know the scratch is definitely possible, but The thinner you hit the 4, the more you can go into the back of the 9. I mean, I don't know. That's just maybe I am dreaming. It's a shot that does come up every now and then. It's probably not on. I'm assuming if he could get to the back of the 4, he would have already done something with it. Or the lower side of the 4, I should say, not the back of it. Boy, you really don't want to have to come up table. Is he considering the bank on the 4? Just to get himself out of trouble? Bringing the cue ball up table? It's hard to tell. Well, he sure is, and he's done very well at it. Does Mickey take on the 13? I don't think he can get at the 1. Yeah, what value is there in taking the 13 on? The 1 clearly doesn't play. I think you want to get the cue ball up here halfway to the left-hand side pocket. Is he trying to carry him off this ball? Interesting. Did he leave a bank on the 1? I don't know why he didn't just go directly into the ball that was hanging in Evan's side. He could have easily scratched behind that. And nice shot by Lunda. Didn't have as much room as I think it looked like he had. Is there a combination on from up top at the 7 ball? That would be devastating to Krause. If not, can you just come up above the 15 and bank the 9? Is it still available, or is it too steep from that line? Do you take a chance and try and swing 3 rails with speed towards the 15? I don't know. Makes the 2 missable. I don't think he'll do that. Clearly the 7 and the ball prior to it or in front of it isn't wired. Or he already would have gone to it. He was wondering if he would consider it in towards the 15. Oh, well, that is not very friendly. If he got glued on top of the 7, that's really cold-blooded. Yeah, if he's glued on top of the 7, he can't get to the 10 or do anything. That is cold-blooded. He's cut off from everything down below. And I felt like he hit that as good as he could. Can he get to the 15? I mean, I'm assuming he can get to the 15. But what good is that going to do him? He's got to keep Krause off of anything on the right side of the table. Harry going to try and possibly double him up here. He Needs that cue ball to run. Yeah, Mickey's going to shoot, I believe. I don't know how he can't. This is really almost a hanger for this guy. The 13 ball. Automatic position on the 6, which carries you around 2 rails to the 11. Krause playing for 6. Or excuse me, playing for 7. Just don't want to get straight on the 6, but then again, he's going to the 6 now. All right. Jeez. Better eyes than I do, I can promise you. That was a little more distance than I thought he could get to the 13 first there. And have a little bit more control on his next position play, but I think he can get to the 11. Just want to avoid the 9 here if you're coming back. Oh, what a hit. Generated a lot out of that.
Mike Champagne to the turn list, please. Mike Champagne.
10 ball next. And now, does he have anything straightforward? He can come 1 rail up to the 13 or the 3. He's playing for 4. Still got some work to do. Like I touched on last game, when you've got balls hovering like that over your opponent's pocket, they are deeply rooted in the back of your mind. You don't want to pay them any attention, but they are there. Yeah, isn't that funny how this happens? This potentially could be a huge break for Lunda. We're really going to figure out where Mickey's mind is within the game now, because I think it's okay to just roll the 8 in and just play the cue ball deep into the corner. Yes, Evan could bank the 9 though, and he has sideboards with the 14, so I don't know if that's the right play or not. I think rolling the 8 in is all right if the 14 isn't there. I still think it might be all he has. The reason I say that is because Evan shooting out of the corner, it's very demanding. Let's see what happens here. Oh, really, really good. Yeah, really good. He really bared down on where the cue ball finishes there, so now it takes the 9 away from Lunda. So very heady play right there. Mindful at all times of the 14 and the 9. Is he going at the kick? Great shot. Must not have been frozen because he did go rail first. Well, this is a game winner if he goes for it, but it's also a game loser if he doesn't get it down. Mickey will most likely have a cross corner to get started. Unless he just wants to draw below these balls, yeah, that's okay. He just didn't get the turn on the 9 that he wanted. So we got action. 5 balls apiece. Krause needs 1 game. Lunda needs 2. Yeah, really good with the object ball. Even though it's not a major threat, Lunda has to defend it. It's going to be okay. He played to go into the 13. Did a lot there, actually, catching the point. Yeah, very good cue ball. Might be forced to just cross the 7 over and go back down table. We're going to have ourselves an up table game. Oh, Evan pushing the envelope a little bit. Boy, is he going at the cross here. How do you miss this kiss with an inside ball? 13 just seems out so far that the kiss is possible, very possible. And you've got to hit it at a speed where you could, okay. I think he changed his mind. It sure looked like he was entertaining the cross corner. Well, if you can go with the 15, just knocking it over towards the left side, I think it's worth it. Just watch the scratch. The cue ball tends to want to follow forward. Yeah, really good. Really good, even though he left Mickey the cross corner on the 15. It's not free. If you hit this short, you lose the game. If you hit it long, you can leave some type of a bank. Smart play. Very smart play. Even better if you get him covered with the 7 so he can't get to the 13. I know he can get to the 13 here. Just wants to keep him off of the 15 and the 7. Yeah, and that's his concern. He doesn't want to leave him a good look at a cross or straight in cross corner on the 7 or the 15. So now he's considering shooting away on the 7 or doing something with the 15. You could cross the 7 just below the right-hand side pocket or just above it from where we are. Cross it over to the low side of the left-hand side pocket. Just send the cue ball up to the bottom rail or down to the bottom rail. Okay, played it this way. Just as good. Really about where I wanted the 7 to finish to begin with. Yeah, I don't think he can do anything with the 3 or the 9. So you just want to chip off this real thin. Because you want to leave it on your side. Boy, the cue ball checked up a little bit more than I expected. Evan, I know, certainly wanted to leave him on the rail. Because Mickey might entertain this 7 ball. It's dangerous, though. I felt like that was a little dangerous. He knew it was going off the point, I think. 15 easily could have come down more. Left some type of a cross corner, but he's past it. Just gonna chip the 15 now. I've got the 7 on my mind for some reason. Even better, kick it to your side. You don't want to tie those up. he sees a shot, he quickly goes to it. I'm not saying that's wrong. He wants to graze this and come to the top left corner. Watch the side. It's okay. The two railers blocked on the 7 if you want to shoot the 13. And we are going to have a mini wedge. Just come off the 7 here and lay below the right-hand side pocket. Okay, you can come all the way down. It's a little trickier hit.
Mike Champagne to the tournament, please.
Be careful, just roll into this 15
To
now.
the tournament.
Cute. I like it. Yeah, he's put the 15 in a great position for himself. Evan now has to be aware of coming to that bottom rail. If he does, he can easily leave a bank, and that's, I know he's aware of it. That's why he's considering trying to stay somewhere around this pile. Doesn't want to have to move the 7 to Mickey's side. That's how valuable that little kick chip was that Mickey did to get the ball to his side. It's changed the position of these balls quickly. Yeah, pretty clever from the Viking. A couple of little moves to better his position. Is it time to do this? Knock the 3 to your side and go up and down. I don't know. You're going to leave that straight back and it's free. I believe. You just don't want to hit this short. Okay. Extremely thin, this cross corner. If he even chooses to play it, boy, it's a thin hit. Oh, what a strike this was. Yeah, such a clean strike. You've got to catch a precise part of the ball there. There is a kick on the 7 to that left long rail below the side pocket. He can also 2-rail it. Well, another great hit. This was kind of all the result of the shot Mickey played about 5 innings ago. The little chip kick to the 15. Dangerous banking at the 15, but he's such a straight shooter. You just don't want to catch the point with the 15. You can't hit it much cleaner. You can't hit it much cleaner from that line with an inside cue ball. I like what he did there, getting off the shot. really figuring out what he wants to do with this ball. Evans, such a creative player. He could have figured something out if any little mistake were to occur. Looking to kick this. Yeah, talking about such a creative player. He's been around the game a long time. He knows all the little shots. Can you kick 2 rails deep behind the 7 here softly? Just get it to your side. Oh, he caught it going in. That'll work. Did he leave a cross corner here? I don't know. Yeah, I think he's left a cross corner. Not going to entertain it, but he could miss the 13 with the cue ball. Yeah, very good. Did great with the object ball as well. It is hard to bank that ball short the way Evan just banked it short. Especially as much space there was from the 7 and the rail. Watch the side pocket. He's going with the 2-railer again. Sometimes you just can't get away from the kiss, and I think that was one of those times. Mickey, well, he's gotten a practice run at this 2-railer. Now he's got another look at it. Hit the first one pretty good. He's hit the second one pretty good. Don't leave him a third. Well, he's flirting with leaving him this cross corner. I believe he's gotten away with it. The side pocket's in the way. Possibly. Oh, I mean, that might have been makeable. He's still caught way in front of the side there. Just want to make sure he banked it short. Is he crossing this ball? Very thin. Could lose the cue ball. Could lose the cue ball here. And that was always the problem. Such a thin hit. You've got so much outside ball on it. It's really going to grab off that rail. You know you're coming towards these balls, towards the corner all along. You can be really accurate with the hit, so I can't blame him. He's behind in the game. But you're always taking that chance of losing the cue ball. Krause going to go with the 14 here. Not a lot of risk. Straight low ball for the win. Wow. Really powered into him. Actually drove the 14 through, I believe, to the bottom rail first. Is Evan quickly going to the cross corner? Neither one of these guys playing near their best, but I think a lot of that has to do with match per match and the grind that they're on in this event. And if you want to miss it, you want to miss it long. But you tend to think that way, right? If you tend to think, well, I've got to miss this long, well, that's probably where you're going to miss it instead of make it. Tough to do both. Look at the 2-rail, the 14. Does have a little bit going for him with the 9 and 13 tied up.
Table 12, Mike Champagne. Table 12, Mike Champagne.
Well,
Table 12,
he tried to untie them. He banked it into Evan's corner. He's left Evan across corner. Fortunately, the 9 didn't open up. What of a big turn of events here. Does he take a chance at combo 3-railing the 13 and 2-railing the 9? I would expect not for the life of his tournament to shoot that. So just going to chip the 9 and come back down table, or leave him parallel on the right long rail. Either one is okay. Yeah, this is often better because now, well, I don't really want to get into it. There's not enough time. But sometimes when you leave them parallel, you're going to earn a straight back. Like this, he might be able to play this straight back with a low ball. Talking about the 13 here. I think it goes. Yeah, it definitely went. He overcooked it. You don't want to use a low outside ball here, though, because you could somehow sell out the 9. Let's see if he levels out with an outside ball versus a low outside, and that's what he's doing. So it's going to be a thinner hit. And he's caught it a little heavy. Yeah, real nice shot. Getting it all the way down. That's what you want. He's going to have to just chip the 13 softly, I think. Back to this. Come off the top side of the 9 here. Chipping the 13 again. Just be careful. You don't want to make this ball by accident. It's going to work out. Is he looking at the kick? It's at the 13-9. He just took a peek at how they were lined up. It's definitely not worth it in this position. I'll remind everybody, Lunda does have a loss. Lost to Corteza in round 9. His tournament life is on the line. Mickey looking at the 9-13 combination bank, possibly. If he feels he can be accurate with the speed, I don't hate it. Now he's looking at the kick combination bank. Wow. What a shot. Lunda gonna follow this in. Did Mickey go to school on the spot shot with the 2 balls? He hit the last one really hard. You don't need to hit it quite that hard. Your thought process here is that you want to draw the cue ball into the lower left corner. That's basically your aim point on the 7. If you hit it good enough to draw it into the lower left corner, pretending the 9 wasn't there, well, then that's just unfortunate. But that's really your thought process. He took some speed off. The 13 might be going one rail. Lunda holding on by a thread. He's going to cross this ball over. Watch the cue ball here. It's a thin hit. Okay, that's gone awry. To Evan's defense, I think last minute he wanted to come back up and down the table to the 7 in the last minute. Mickey Krause, he's going to get the job done. He's going to move on. And he's going to move on to round 12. He's got a loss. Good tournament for Lunda. Thank you all once again for the sponsors: Digital Pool, Diamond Tables, AccuStats, Aramith Simonis, and Masters Chalk. Until next time, you guys, talk to you soon.